kahapon, nagtipon muli ang buong Uplift Committee. Nagrekomenda ng National Price Coordinating Council na price cap na 50 pesos bawat kilo sa imported na well-milled rice. At ilalabas natin ang executive order para maipatupad na ito sa lalong madaling panahon.
Tonight's headlines: the Philippine government is set to initiate diplomatic talks with Iran to ensure safe passage of fuel shipments through the Strait of Hormuz.
The chief executive confirms the Development Budget Coordination Committee will meet this Holy Week to discuss fuel excise taxes.
Flood control funds returned by Senate witnesses now reach more than 611 million pesos.
And toll-free until December for the new segment of Central Luzon Link Expressway. All these and more here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country, straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with 3 mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is
13 News. Tonight, Holy Tuesday, traffic along the North Luzon Expressway is surprisingly light, far from the usual Holy Week gridlock.
But according to NLEX Corporation, more motorists are expected to hit the roads tomorrow. We go now to Patrick Gupo, live from NLEX, for the latest on the traffic situation. Patrick?
William, Angela, traffic along NLEX remains manageable this Holy Tuesday, even as authorities expect more motorists to head north in the next few hours. So far, vehicular movements here is still generally fast-moving, although longer queues are now being observed at some toll plazas, particularly among motorists topping up or installing RFID before continuing their trip. Despite the start of the Holy Week travel rush, NLEX Corporation says the expected Carmageddon has not yet been felt. According to NLEX, Holy Week traffic normally increases by around 8 to 10% above the daily average. But this year, the increase is expected to reach only up to 3% as rising fuel costs appear to be keeping some motorists off the road. Last year, daily vehicle volume during Holy Week reached between 380,000 to 400,000 vehicles on NLEX. This time, traffic operators estimate the daily average may only reach around 360,000 to 370,000 if volume picks up in the coming days.
Ngayon po ay open po lahat ang ating lanes at yun po pag patak po ng noon time po bukas, actually mag-set up na po kami ng counterflow for northbound traffic. Tuloy-tuloy po yan from Balintawak hanggang Marilao area. Ganun din po ng madaling araw po ng Huwebes hanggang hapon po yung counterflow natin. Para lang kung may volume po talagang panorte ay maigsan po natin yung maaring pagsikip ng daloy ng traffic.
Aside from traffic management, NLEX is also rolling out assistance programs to support both motorists and public transport operators. Under the program, trucks with valid RFID and sufficient load are automatically included. Meanwhile, public utility vehicles and modernized jeepneys may also apply, but they need to submit the required documents, including their ORCR, LTFRB certificate, and a valid government ID. Transport authorities also say the country's transport hubs are ready for the expected Holy Week passenger surge. According to the DOTR, airports, seaports, bus terminals, railway stations, and major highways have been prepared under a whole-of-government approach. The DOTR expects at least 5 million passengers and commuters to pass through transport hubs during the long weekend.
Ang parati pong sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, at least for this Semana Santa, sa DOTR po tiyakin na parating may sasakyan at masasakyan ang ating mga kababayan at pangalawa po ligtas ang kanilang pagbiyahe. to make sure na meron tayong mga zero obstruction pagdating dito sa kabaan ng ating mga highway.
Traffic here along NLEX remains far from the usual Holy Week gridlock, but authorities expect the volume of motorists to gradually build up starting tomorrow. With all lanes open, counterflow measures ready, and assistance programs such as toll rebates and special bus permits in place, transport operators say that they are prepared for the peak of the Holy Week exodus. William?
Yes, thank you, Patrick Gupo, reporting live from NLEX. Also tonight, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. announced that he will issue an executive order imposing a 50 peso per kilo rice price cap on imported well-milled rice following a recommendation from the National Price Coordinating Council.
The move aims to provide immediate relief to consumers amid rising food costs and ongoing economic pressures. The president earlier convened the Uplift Committee, bringing together key agencies including the Departments of Energy, Transportation, Social Welfare, Agriculture, Finance, Economy, and Budget to address the country's energy emergency.
Nagrekomenda ng National Price Coordinating Council na price cap na 50 pesos bawat kilo sa imported na well-milled rice. At ilalabas natin ang executive order para maipatupad na ito sa lalong madaling panahon. Pinalalawak din ang 20 peso rice program. May 627 na ng center sa buong bansa. Ito ay naging mas malawak dahil dati ang aming pinoprovide sa 20 pesos rice ay 600 tons. Ay ngayon umakyat na sa 2,000 tons dahil tumaas ang demand.
Meanwhile, the chief executive confirmed that the Development Budget Coordination Committee is expected to meet this Holy Week to assess the situation and recommend whether fuel tax adjustments should be enforced. The president signed the law last week granting him authority to suspend or reduce excise taxes on fuel when necessary. Under the law, this may be implemented if global oil prices, particularly Dubai crude, reach or exceed $80 per barrel over a one-month period.
Ngayong Semana Santa, sa ating pagninilay at panalangin, naway isama po natin sa ating dasal ang kapayapaan at kaginhawaan ng lahat. Bilang Pilipino, ipakita natin ang likas na pakikipagkapwa natin, maging mapag-unawa, maging mapagbigay, maging mapagmahal na Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Meanwhile, travel time between Cabanatuan City and Tarlac City is now reduced from 1.5 hours to just 20 minutes. This comes as President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. leads the opening of Contract Package 4 of the Central Luzon Link Expressway directly connecting Tiplex to Cabanatuan City. The full report from Harley Balbuena.
Faster travel and lower fuel costs are expected for motorists this Holy Week, along with potential commercial growth in Nueva Ecija and Tarlac. These are among the benefits of the newly opened segment of the Central Luzon Link Expressway or CLEX. Earlier today, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. led the opening of the Contract Package 4 of CLEX, which links the Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway or TPLEX and Cabanatuan City. The 4-lane, 4-kilometer segment is part of the 9.5-kilometer east-west section of CLEX and the entire 29.2-kilometer Phase 1 of the project. Through this, travel time from Cabanatuan City to Tarlac City will be shortened from 1.5 hours to just 20 minutes.
Ito ay kasama ulit doon sa ating instruction na buksan lahat na maaring buksan na ng mga connector road para maging mas mabilis ang daloy ng traffic. Sa bawas ng tagal ng biyahe ay mababawasan din ang konsumo sa fuel at malaking bagay ngayon yan.
Residents in Cabanatuan were elated by the added convenience brought by the new CLEX segment. Meanwhile, the president stressed that the new road could also help keep rice prices low by enabling faster transport of palay from Nueva Ecija.
Alam nyo naman, ang Nueva Ecija ay yan ang rice granary ng Pilipinas ngayon. At ito ay makakatulong bawasan ang transport cost At sa ganun, sa pagbawas ng transport cost ay mananatili ang presyo ng bigas.
The President also announced that the Package 4 of SELEX will be toll-free until December. The 4 contract packages under SELEX Phase 1 cost 10 billion pesos, funded through official development assistance from Japan International Cooperation Agency or JICA. The continued opening of new roads form part of the government's initiatives under the uplift framework adopted amid the energy emergency. Meanwhile, starting tonight, the PEA Tollway Corporation will closely monitor the newly opened Cavitex C5 Expressway Segment 3B, ensuring the safety of motorists during the Holy Week rush. The agency has prepared free towing services for broken-down vehicles, along with tents stationed across the expressway to provide water and other assistance amid the hot weather.
Sa 24-hour operation, so nag-deploy ho kami ng ating mga traffic enforcers. Yung toll expressway natin, meron po mga CCTV yan. We also have our customer service. May hotline po tayo dyan na naka-display throughout our toll expressway.
Under the directive of President Marcos Jr., toll fees on Cavitex will remain free for 1 month and may be extended depending on the guidance from the DOTR. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
Heads up, government employees. Malacanang has announced a half-day work schedule for tomorrow, April 1st. By authority of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., a memorandum issued by Acting Executive Secretary Ralph Recto states that a work-from-home setup will be implemented tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. with work in the afternoon suspended. This is to give employees ample time to prepare for the observance of Maundy Thursday and Good Friday. However, agencies delivering essential services, including basic and health services, will continue with their regular operations.
As Holy Week travel season kicks off, netizens are urged to stay alert of travel scams. Here are the top 4 tricks to watch out for. Fake accommodations, fraudulent Wi-Fi hotspots that can steal your data, deals that sound too good to be true, and cheap airline tickets from fake sellers. ScamWatch Pilipinas reminds travelers to be cautious of high-pressure offers and to never engage with unverified accounts or channels.
In observance of the Lenten season, the local government of Pasig staged a cenaculo, the traditional theatrical portrayal of the life and passion of Jesus Christ. Christians from Pasig, Cainta, and Taytay came together to reenact the life, suffering, and death of Christ this Holy Tuesday, bringing faith and devotion to life on stage. Meanwhile, in Bulacan, devotees of San Isidro Labrador Parish also presented their own cenaculo. The Basilica of the Immaculate Conception in Batangas City also held a similar traditional performance. The cenaculo remains a deeply rooted cultural practice, usually held in churches or on stage, and continues to be a central part of Holy Week celebrations across the country. Up next, flood control funds returned by state witnesses reach more than 611 million pesos. More stories coming when we return. This is 13 News.
Bagong Pilipinas. Mahalaga ang kapakanan ng bawat isa. Lahat ng aspeto ng lipunan pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng pamahalaan at ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Bagong Pilipinas, PBBM, Lingkod ng Bayan. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8:30 ng umaga.
Welcome back. The Iranian government has described the United States' 15-point proposal as unrealistic. This amid deepening warfare and diplomatic discord between Iran and the U.S. On the ground, the military buildup in the Middle East intensifies as additional American troops arrive in the region. The details of this story and other global news from Holy Bakay's report.
More American troops have arrived in the Middle East following U.S. President Donald Trump's threat over the Strait of Hormuz. Over the weekend, more than 2,000 U.S. Marines were deployed to the region. This move came a week after Trump's 5-day deadline to strike Tehran's major power grid passed without any developments toward the peace deal. The Iranian government slammed the U.S. 15-point agreement proposal, describing the administration's terms as unrealistic. Amid intensified military buildup in the region, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard struck a Kuwait-flagged tanker carrying 2 million barrels of oil off the coast of Dubai. This is the latest attack of the Islamic regime despite earlier allowing non-hostile vessels to transit the Strait of Hormuz. A massive explosion erupted at an ammunition depot in Isfahan after it was reportedly targeted by a 2,000-pound U.S.-Israeli bomb. Meanwhile, at least 3 peacekeepers were killed in Lebanon amid Israel's intensified military operations, according to the United Nations. In Russia, another Ukrainian drone attack set ablaze a major oil loading terminal in Moscow. Footage showed several workers evacuating the area, as at least 40% of Russia's oil exports have been disrupted due to the continued attacks. This marks the 5th time Kyiv has launched an air raid on the port. Meanwhile, in Myanmar, Armed Force Chief and coup leader Mian Lang has stepped down from his post to pursue presidency, in a move seen as an effort to maintain military power in government. Back in 2021, Lang overthrew a then-president, which triggered an ongoing civil war in the country. Lawmakers have already nominated the former military chief as executive chief candidate. Holy Bakay, IBC News.
The Department of Foreign Affairs is set to hold discussions with Iran to ensure the safety of Philippine-bound vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz. According to Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has instructed DFA Secretary Tess Lazaro to take the lead on the matter. The planned engagement comes amid heightened tensions in the Middle East, raising concerns over possible disruptions to the global oil supply.
Ayon po kay Secretary Tess Lazaro ng DFA, makikipag-usap po siya sa ambassador ng Iran. Most probably po ay tomorrow, kung hindi man po magkakaroon ng schedule tomorrow, by next week po.
The Bureau of the Treasury confirms that more than 611 million pesos have been returned to the government by personalities involved in the flood control anomalies. The individuals who served as state witnesses under the Witness Protection Program cooperated in returning the funds through the restitution program of the BTR. Based on the data, former Department of Public Works and Highways Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo made the largest contribution, returning 290 million pesos. Other individuals who also deposited are Henry Alcantara with over 181 million pesos, Sally Santos with 20 million pesos, and Gerard Opulencia with over 120 pesos.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. responds to a letter from an 11-year-old student in Camarines Sur reporting an alleged rape incident and harassment involving a barangay official. In her letter, the child detailed the incidents affecting a loved one, highlighting the distressing situation in her community. In a social media post, the president expressed deep concern and outrage over the case. He promised to deploy police personnel to ensure the safety of the child and her family, and vowed to provide all necessary support. He reiterated the government's commitment to protecting vulnerable individuals from sexual harassment and violence. Up next, ASEAN Summit to proceed in May. We have more news updates, so don't go away. This is 13 News.
Mula sa mga proyektong pang-infrastruktura, serbisyong pangkalusugan, edukasyon at kabuhayan. Subaybayan ang mga kalihim ng pamahalaan na patuloy na kumikilos, naglilingkod at nagtutulungan para sa kaunlaran ng bansa, katuwang ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. kasama si Greg Gregorio. Cabinet at Work, Martes, alas 8 ng umaga.
Ako si Juan Antonio mula sa IBC News Team.
Mapagmatsyag, tapat sa tungkulin,
Media, ako si Juan Antonio.
boses na may paninindigan. Juan Antonio, ang inyong tagapaghatid ng balita mula sa lungsod ng Kamaynilaan. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak na pagbabalita. Ito ang IBC News.
Welcome back to 13 News. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has confirmed that the ASEAN Summit 2026 will continue in May. The summit will tackle critical issues including the global fuel concerns, basic necessities, and migrants' welfare amid the ongoing Middle East conflict. Jinky Baticados has the report.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. confirms that the ASEAN Summit will proceed this May, focusing on urgent issues such as energy supply, food security, and migrant workers' welfare.
Merong mga nagtatanong din kung ano yung mangyayari sa ASEAN Summit. Nung nagtanong kami, we have consulted with our counterparts in the other member states, in the 10 other member states.
Leaders, however, reached a clear consensus.
The consensus that we came to, it is precisely now that we must coordinate our efforts. So that is what we are going to do.
The summit will be shorter and more focused to address critical concerns.
Papatuloy natin yung ASEAN Summit. Ngunit the way that we describe it, it is a bare bones ASEAN Summit.
With a streamlined agenda, ASEAN aims to deliver swift responses while strengthening unity in uncertain times. Jinky Baticados, IBC News.
In observance of Holy Week, the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation, or IBC 13, will be off-air in the coming days. From Holy Thursday, April 2 to Holy Saturday, April 4, programs of IBC 13 will temporarily pause airing. IBC 13 will resume operations on Sunday, April 5. You can keep up to date with the latest news on all of our social media platforms.
Meanwhile, here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Lotto 642, the winning numbers are 16, 22, 3, 30, 36, and 4 with a jackpot prize of 10 million pesos. For the Ultra Lotto 658, the winning combination is 36, 7, 29, 26, 58, and 9 with a jackpot prize of 75 million pesos. For the Super Lotto 649, the winning combination is 22, 42, 18, 28, 8, and 17 with a jackpot prize of 157,949,154 pesos and 16 centavos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 8, 3, 7, 4, 1, and 7. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 0, 9, and 4. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 8 and 20. There are no winners for the Lotto 642, Super Lotto 649, and Ultra Lotto 658. And in observance of Holy Week, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office will temporarily suspend all lottery operations from April 2 to 4, 2026. The suspension covers both ticket selling and lottery draws during the said period. Regular operations will resume on April 5, 2026. The public is advised to refer to the official schedule for guidance.
Who can forget? Tomorrow is April Fool's Day. It's a fun tradition where friends and family play practical jokes and lighthearted pranks on one another. But remember, keep it safe and kind. Don't break someone's feelings, spread false information, or pull tricks that can hurt anyone. I gotta ask, William, what has been the biggest or best prank you pulled off so far? And would you have any tips for someone like me?
Well, I don't know. When I was young, we would just really say, oh, your shirt is on backwards, or you lost your bag, or, we would take, like, let's say, a piece of homework and just put it on the side and say, oh, you lost your homework, or something like that. Just something to get, get a little panic, but then after a couple of seconds, we'd give it back. So that's how it was when I was back in school.
Those are safe, and I think those are classic tactics.
Mm-hmm.
I really like them.
Yes, and those are the little things that get us through the stressful day when we were young, and things we look forward to. Okay, and those are the latest from the IBC newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 13 News. Good night, everyone.